Hi there. Let's think about the basics. Yes, what about the basics? And for that matter, what happens when we stop telling children and young adults the basic truths of biology? Our binary design as male and female is unique, complex, and of great value for human development, and human survival does depend on these basics. Sitting in the back seat with my dog and siblings as a child, I stared out the window. We were on our way to visit Grandma. I saw a train wreck. On that dusty Texas panhandle prairie, railroad cars were uncoupled, scattered across tracks, upended, upside down, and sideways. Contents were contained, yet scrambled and broken inside. Going off the rails brings chaos, and the cost is high. What happens when we go off the rails for the basics of biology itself? Why is this happening in families, homes, schools, and communities, business and governance? How did deception and malpractice become codified into executive orders and laws? And why were we expected to pretend that all was well when up was down and down was up, or else? As a licensed marriage and family therapist, former congressional staffer, and former teacher, I'm disappointed and grieved that teachers and mental health colleagues were pressured to go off the rails of objective reality. For that, I apologize to humanity, especially to children and parents. Most teachers and medical professionals choose what we do because we care about children and families, and we want to help others. These are called the caring professions, but we were lied to about best practices. And the fear of being fired for telling the simple truth has silenced serious objections. The simple truth is, the trans issue is not about rights. It is not and never was. It was a political strategy by activists to sell trans as a right, and it worked. In politics, you frame the issue so that you reach your goal, and the goal was public acceptance of a new norm of sexual freedom, a non-binary sexuality. When people think something is a right, they can feel good about it, like fighting to free slaves or ensure civil rights for voting and owning property. I repeat, the trans issue is not about rights. It is about public health, mental health. It is about emotional wounds, confusion about biology, development, and growing up. It is about some adults accepting and or selling a fantasy that it is humanly possible to transition to the opposite sex. It is about kids believing the impossible, wanting to feel better and fit in and be accepted by peers. And it became a new social contagion, a transdemic pushed and popularized in Europe and America. You don't see it being pushed in Saudi Arabia. Today, threats to the livelihood of professionals in health and education are real and continue. If we dare disagree or suggest caution with this latest fringe agenda, we could lose our license or ability to work in our hard-earned fields. Hard-earned, yes. Years of study, continuing ed credits to keep up in our field and maintain a license or certification. And it can be just taken away if we tell the science-based facts about human biology. How did this pass under the radar and become embedded in institutions without a vote of the people? Why did we follow rules written by activists pushed on us through the teachers' union and federal agencies like the OCR, the Office of Civil Rights? Who should have that power? The power to silence truth about biology itself. And how is it that the OCR and other agencies so successfully wielded such power? And why did we allow ourselves to be silenced by fear? On a broader scale, who gains internationally from our confusion and division? How does this affect our strength as a nation and our ability to defend ourselves in a world of wars where men and women are not confused about their identity? It's a hard lesson. It's a hard lesson in how easy it is to silence ordinary, hardworking people. So we must truth talk to protect our children and not be silenced. I love children. I have skin in the game and will not support pseudoscience that endangers children. Too many innocents were and are skinned alive by false promises, fake research, predators, and even well-meaning and/or deceived or coward professionals. The rest of the world has changed course and closed trans clinics. Why is anyone in the United States still charging ahead? It is a complex mix which includes confusion, guilt, shame, trauma, emotional challenges, misguided compassion, political power, ignorance, distraction, pedophilia, dark triad personalities, conflict of interest, false studies, profitable medical procedures, and pharmaceutical dependence for life. It's time to say, stop. Stop, look, listen, and protect the children. It's time to go back to the basics. And I have a poem for you, which I first wrote in 2022 and fixed in 2023. It's dedicated to the Reimer twins. When I learned what happened to them at the hands of John Money, a Ph.D. pedophile, I was shocked. He promoted fluid sexuality, arrogantly ignoring complex differences between males and females. You can watch the tragic Reimer twins story on YouTube. How he hurt those boys was devastating. Pied Piper of gender. Pied Piper of gender behind the veil, did deeds of darkness beyond the pale, documented perversion, an arrogant pedophile, innocent infants, children, JWM chose to defile. Under cover of research, mad scientist made bold, declared his fetish with damage untold. Redefined gender, best you should know transgen history before joining the fold. Lies taught as truth, while pedophiles prance, ignore history and genetics, who falls to that trance. Drugged and neutered a throw of the dice before age of consent, who will pay the price? And who will stop this madness begun? Childhood once stolen cannot be redone. Protect the children. Truth matters and children matter. Love truth, be grateful, and do good. And thank you for joining this journey of Truth Talk, Wisdom Walk. And as a reminder, because of the seriousness of this issue, the views expressed on Truth Talk Wisdom Walk are presented for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only and are not intended as medical, nutritional, health, psychological, or professional advice. No therapist-patient relationship is created by this presentation or article or by any response to comments posted in any related forum. Consult a qualified healthcare professional before making decisions based on the content provided, and especially consult with people that you know will be telling the truth. Until we meet again.